Okay. Hello. I'm going to get my Instagram going. Hello, everyone. I am talking to two screens, so I am going live on YouTube. Hello if you're watching from there. And I'm going I'm going live on Instagram. Hello if you're watching on Instagram. Today is going to be a 20 to 30 minute, that's what I'm guessing, yoga flow specifically for back release. Little backstory. I got on my horse yesterday. I did a yoga class yesterday, and between both of those things, my back is just feeling a little tight. The yoga class was a lot of twisting at a higher pace than what my body likes, and then riding horses, there is such a common compression of the spine just for sitting on them and the way that your weight shifts when they move. So that is the goal for today's yoga practice. A little PSA. I have my dog. This is her foot way back there. That's her foot. But she is free roaming and probably will be coming in and out of the video. I wanted to make this super accessible to everyone, whether they have dogs, children, other pets, spouses moving around. You can still get on your mat and have a wonderful yoga practice. So I wanted to showcase that. And also, I've been sitting here for 10 minutes slowly getting this live ready, and she's actually calmed down and she's asleep now. This happens commonly when I practice yoga by myself. By the end of my practice, I'll notice that she's asleep or at least super relaxed. So maybe take notice of that with the people, the animals around you, and if their energy shifts. But without further ado, we will get into the Saturday morning yoga flow. So when you're ready, hop onto your mat. We're going to start in a seated pose. This is easy seat, so crisscross applesauce from grade school. Begin to connect with your body, with your mind. Maybe you choose to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Option to rest your hands on your knees or bring them hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Side out exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue to breathe at your own pace, recognizing that your breath may slowly start to deepen. Use your breath to become fully present on your mat. Let go of what has happened previously, today, yesterday, this week, and refocus on the present moment rather than the to-do list that follows the rest of today, the new week, or tomorrow. If you'd like to set an intention for practice, I guide you to do so now. If you would like an intention for today, I suggest the intention of presence. How can you be present with your mind and body today? Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, release your hands down to your sides. Blink your eyes open. Find your drishti, your focus. Inhale, mountain pose, arms. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Zip up your core to bring your rib cage together. Rotate your pinkies inside, your thumbs outside to create space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lengthen your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, allow your right fingertips to find the floor next to you on the right side of your body. Reach your left fingertips up and over towards the right side wall. It's okay if your right elbow doesn't reach the floor. Focus more so on keeping equal weight in your hips. On your next inhale, return to mountain pose arms. Exhale, release your left hand to the floor. Reach your right hand up and over. Send weight into that right hip. The key here is to think about not only length on the side you're stretching, so in this case the right side, but also length in your left side body to keep from crunching your rib cage into your hip. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, gentle open arm twist to the right. Send your gaze to the right side wall or out behind you. Become present in your body, aware of what's comfortable and what's pushing your body to stretch. You want to find comfort in the beginning of class or your practice, whatever you choose to call it. Inhale, mountain pose arms. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Option again to gaze at the left side wall or out behind past your left shoulder. Ooh, we're getting a little sun. Inhale, mountain pose arms. Exhale, slowly forward fold, inching your fingertips forward, maybe off your mat. Allow your forehead to fall. Inhale. Press into your palms up into a tabletop position. You might need to walk yourself back onto your mat. Sigh out all of your breath. Exhale. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly button towards the floor. Shine your collarbone forward. Exhale, cat pose. Arch your spine towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, return to neutral spine. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Look over your shoulder, past your right hip. It's okay if your hips fall towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder, past your left hip this time. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, look right. Inhale to center. Exhale, look left. Inhale to center. Move your left palm into the middle of your mat in front of you. Inhale and reach your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, thread your right arm underneath your chest through the gap between your left arm and your left thigh. Rest your right ear on the mat. Allow your shoulder to fall gently towards your mat. Option to reach your left palms far in front of you, above your head. Continue to breathe here, breathing into your spine as it gently twists. Return your left palm to beside your head. Inhale, lift your right fingertips up towards the ceiling to unwind. Exhale, replace your left palm with your right palm. Inhale, lift your left fingertips up. Exhale, thread the needle over to the right. Gently lower your left shoulder and ear to the floor. Reach your right arm long. Take a few cycles of breath here. Replace your right palm to the side of your head. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up. Exhale, return both palms to the mat directly under your shoulders. Inhale, tuck your toes underneath your feet. Press your knees up off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Lower your heels towards the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to find comfort in your hamstrings. Option to find movement by bending one leg and then the other. Maybe you remind yourself to find movement in your neck and in your spine. So you nod your head yes and shake your head no. Bring everything back to stillness. And take 2 full cycles of breath here, sending your breath into your low back and hamstrings. Inhale, gaze forward between your front palms. Exhale, slowly walk your feet up towards your wrists. Then step your feet wider than hip-width distance apart for ragdoll. Bend your knees so that your chest is connected to your thighs and grab for opposite elbow. Allow the crown of your head to hang low towards the mat. Option to find movement by swaying from the left to the right. Ragdoll is a great pose for releasing your back body, whether that's your calves, hamstrings, or your low back. And it's a safe pose to get into without being very warmed up. It's common of a pose to be used in the warm-up. So this means that you can safely practice ragdoll without risk of injury when you're not pressing yourself into a pose. You're using your body weight to allow for the stretch and release. When you're ready, return your palms down to the mat. Heel toe your feet in, hip width distance apart, or maybe to touch, whatever feels comfortable in your body. Bend your knees so that you can plant your left palm in the middle of the mat in front of your feet. Inhale, straighten your right leg, reach your right fingertips up. Exhale, replace your left palm with your right. Inhale, straighten your left leg, bend your right knee more, reach your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, return both palms to the mat. Equalize the bend in your knees. Inhale, slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shake out, get all the wiggles out. Maybe roll your shoulders a couple times one way and then the other. Inhale, mountain pose. Lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Ground down into all four corners of your feet. Breathe here. Allow heat to build in your body as you continue to breathe deeply. Take another deep inhale through your nose. Stretch your fingertips up towards the ceiling even more. Exhale, cactus your arms, baby back bend. Send your hips forward. Lean into the weight in your heels and your toes. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift your torso halfway. Press your palms into your shins or your thighs. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the wall in front of you. Re-engage the breath with an inhale. Exhale. Plant your palms on the mat. Step back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward about 2 inches. Exhale, lower down to low plank. Keep your elbows tucked into your rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Untuck your toes. Send your hips forward and down towards the mat. Shine your collarbone forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe step your feet a little wider for this next part to help with balance. Reach your right fingertip up. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, grab for your left calf or ankle from the outside of your leg to gently stretch your back. When you're ready, return your right hand down to the mat. Inhale, pick your left hand up. Exhale, reach for the outside of your right calf or your right ankle. Send your gaze to the right wall, or maybe all the way up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, release your hand down to the mat. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Sigh it out, exhale through your mouth. Inhale, three-legged dog, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, plant the sole of your right foot between your palms. Send energy out your left heel towards the wall behind you. Inhale, warrior one. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Send your left foot towards the outside edge of your mat with your heel slightly in, your toes pointed out. Maybe you choose to bring your hands down to your hips so that you can feel if both hip points are pointed forward rather than out to the side. Bend your front knee and stack your knee over your ankle to protect both joints, your knee and ankle joints. Take a deep inhale through your nose, reach your fingertips higher. Exhale, reach your hands behind your back, interlace your fingertips, and straighten your arms as much as you can to open through your chest and shine your collarbone towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, fold your torso towards the mat for humble warrior. Allow your fingertips to reach towards the ceiling, the crown of your head to drop towards the floor. On your next exhale, release your palms down to the mat. Shift to low lunge. Inhale, option here to step back to high plank or to come up to three-legged dog with your right leg high. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now for the other side. Inhale, three-legged dog with your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Plant the sole of your left foot between your palms. Take a deep inhale in. Send energy out your right heel. Side out, exhale. Inhale, warrior one. Shift your right foot to the outside edge of your mat. Your toes pointed out, your heel pointed in. Send both hip points forward. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Continue to breathe here. Find what feels good in your body. Maybe that's widening your stance or the distance between your hips. Maybe that's lengthening your stance and sending your right heel further back. Point your kneecap in between your second and third toe on your left foot. Take a deep inhale in, reach your fingertips up further. Side out, exhale, release your arms down, interlace your fingers behind your back. Expand your chest, reach your collarbone towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop your torso towards the mat. Allow your interlaced fingers to reach up towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, release your palms down to the mat. Same option as last time. Inhale, shift back to high plank or to three-legged dog with your left leg high. Inhale, shift forward 2 inches. Exhale, lower down to mid-plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. Have a seat. So that short little flow was to increase your heart rate, get your body warmed up before we move into a few stretches for the back. Mainly, we're going to work on forward stretches versus arching our back, because I find that arching my back doesn't release as much after a ride, where folding over creates that length through the spine that I'm looking for. You do want to do a little bit of both, so we will have a few poses that are the counter movement, but mostly we'll be arching forward. This is your time to take a sip of water, say hi to your dogs. If you are sweating, that is perfectly fine. Maybe towel off, get your mat clean, just so you have a nice place to set your forehead on the mat. That may mean grabbing a towel or a blanket if you don't want your face to touch your mat. Everyone to each their own. And when you're ready, we will continue to move on. Whew. Regaining my breath. Teaching and doing at the same time is not easy. Okay. Inhale, reach your fingertips up, clasp your fingers together, point your pointer fingers up towards the ceiling for a steeple grip. Side out, exhale here. Inhale, find length through your spine. Engage your core to bring your rib cage together. Exhale, tilt your torso forward. Keep your hips connected to your heels. Set. The goal is for your pinky fingers to be the last thing to find the mat, your forehead first. For tortoise pose, it's okay if your hips came up, or maybe your fingertips touched before your forehead. Yoga is a practice, it's not perfection. This is tortoise pose. Inhale, keep your flat back. Slowly rise up, once again, to a seated posture. Exhale, release your palms down. We're going to make, I'm going to say little crab hands with our fingers. So our 4 index, middle, ring, and pinky fingers are connected with our thumbs out to the side, like this. I think everyone can see. Your thumbs are going to come to the outside. You're going to flip your palms so that your palms are rested on your heels. Your fingertips are coming to the inside of your feet. Your thumbs are sitting along the outside of your heel and maybe the middle of your, like the arch, the outside arch. And then from here, we're slowly going to move into rabbit pose. If you know what it is, go ahead and get into it. If not, I will guide you in. So the goal of rabbit pose is not to touch your forehead or head to the floor. Rather, it's to connect your forehead to in between your knees. So keeping about an inch gap from the top of your head to the floor, try to connect your forehead as close to your knees as possible. Then using your hands to pull on your heels, lift your hips up away from your heels. Remember to breathe. This can be quite an intense posture. When you're ready to come out of it, slowly lower your hips down to your heels and roll your torso up. Shift to one side of your mat, set your seat bones down, and then lengthen your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet so your toes are pointed towards your forehead. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, seated, forward fold. Grab for your ankles, your feet, your toes. For my hyperextended friends, which is exactly how I am, remember to keep a micro bend in your knees so that you're not hyperextending through your knees. This just creates more wear and tear on your knees and long-term can cause some damage. So thinking about just a little micro bend, sometimes it's helpful to put your towel or a blanket underneath your heels, underneath your knees, just to help your body remind to keep that bend. Option to keep a flat back or to round your spine and allow your forehead to fall towards the floor. Find what feels good in your body to feel a stretch both in your hamstring and your low back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. If you're shifting forward, keep your knees bent. If your knees are extended out long, bend your knees and bring your heels into your hips. We're going to counter all the forward folds with bridge pose. So extend your fingertips out towards your heels. Inhale, engage your glutes, pick your hips up, shine your hip points towards the ceiling. Bring your chest to your chin. Instead of your chin to your chest, continue to breathe here. We're going to hold just for one cycle of breath. Take a deep inhale in. On your exhale, slow and with control, lower your hips down to the mat. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest for ball pose. Option to grab for your heels, pick up your forehead and squeeze your forehead into your heels as tight as you possibly can. Exhale, release everything down to Shavasana. Shavasana is the final pose of class normally. I will guide you out, but for the time being, allow yourself to find peace and tranquility. Allow your body to stay still while your mind processes the practice that you just completed. Try to stay as present in the moment as you can. If thoughts begin to enter your mind, maybe about the to-do list that you have, any needs you need to meet, say thank you, but not now. You're acknowledging the thoughts and recognizing that you can save them for a later time. Trust that I will guide you out in a minute, but there's always an option to stay longer. Begin to find movement in your body once again, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Maybe take a good morning stretch. Then shift to a side ball pose. It doesn't matter which way you turn. Find what's best for your body. Rest your head on your hands or maybe your arms. And when you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center to close out practice today. As someone is also waking up, take a deep inhale. Oh, nope, we're sleeping. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Bow down and exhale. I thank you for practicing with me, and instead of saying namaste, I choose to say thank you and practice gratitude for this practice and for those who practice as well. Namaste, just for a little history, is actually a greeting for elders and highly respected people. It is not a basic hello. And so, to honor the culture and the historical practice of yoga, I choose not to say namaste. Everyone feels differently, so if you feel called to say namaste, that is entirely your choice. There are yoga teachers that do, there are yoga teachers that don't, but that is a little piece of yoga history and philosophy and yoga culture that is often missed. So once again, I say thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.